Hi, Dave in Texas here, and the only purpose for this video is to show you the things you can spot on a fake ES335 from China. Now, I recently got this one in from China, and it's cherry red, and why I can't get it to come up cherry red on this video, I have no idea. But what I want to show you and tell you is that the first thing you can spot if you have these in your hands are these control knobs. They won't be in the right plane unless someone's gone back and changed out the potentiometers to ones that have leveling legs on the back of them, so that these are in the right positions, which I've done already. They're Gibson 500K pots, and I had to drill out the holes, the original holes in this, and replace those tiny Chinese potentiometers on this 335 because it was just, they were crummy and thin sounding, and it does help the sound of this tremendously, even without replacing the pickups, which this bottom one's broken. Now, if you're looking at a picture of one of these, it's going to be hard to tell, right? And they're not going to show you these control knobs in plane with the guitar, but you might be able to see the wiring in the background, which on a real Gibson, you're not going to see that. They're not going to let that wiring show like I did and the Chinese did, which is, mine's about the same as theirs. There's a dozen wires showing when I got this one. Something else you can tell is that this three-piece or three-step pick guard is real cheap looking. You can't really see the three-step that well. You just kind of barely see the little white, thin, plastic on this thing, which is, in comparison, there's a lot of white showing on the real ones. What else? Many people will say, well, these aren't real rosewood fretboards, but, well, they are. As a matter of fact, these are real. I have to put a light on. Hold on a second. This light back on. This is real rosewood, all right. It's real crummy rosewood, but it's really rosewood. But on these inserts, you can tell that they're just white plastic because they have no color bounce to them. They have a light bounce and refraction to them, but it's like every one's a bad piece of mother of pearl. That's not the case. That's just a bad piece of plastic is all that is, right? Now, on the headstock itself, you'll see something very interesting. On the headstock, in the Gibson logo, they've actually used mother of pearl this time, which on my other guitars from China that actually have Gibson in them, they use plastic. But this time, who knows why, they actually use mother of pearl because you can see different colors. Greens, blues, reds, other whites. Its light's right, bounces off it. So they've gone to the trouble of using the real stuff, which I find amazing. But the rest of it, it's going to look a heck of a lot like a 335 ES. Now, on the back of the guitars, it's pretty much the same as any other 335. It's a nice solid piece of wood, and weighing this, how they did it without using the same type of woods, I don't know, but it's within a few ounces of my other 335s, my ESs. But one thing you will see, if I can show you very well, see that dark coloration there? That's actually another piece of wood they glued on there to cement this neck down, right? You go up the neck, like all the other necks on these guitars from China. Oh, shit. I don't know if I can see it. Hold on. And you'll see like a U shape. There it is. A U shape to the wood that tells you that's another piece of wood they've matched in there. And they do a pretty good job of it too. So it's not that easy to tell, but it's there. That little darkish U shape there, that's the actual piece of wood they've notched in. And on the back of all of them, you will not see Gibson or Deluxe or anything on the tuners. There's nothing. There's no name. There's no logos. On the serial numbers, they don't white those in. At Gibson, they'll put paint in there. And made in USA is in the wrong position on the headstock. It should be lower towards the middle. And the U.S.A, Gibson doesn't do that. It just says USA, and the whole type font is smaller on the name as well as on the serial number. So, going from that, those are the obvious tells on this guitar. Like I said, it weighs the same. It does not sound anywhere near the same as my other ones. The real ones I have, either the ES, the .ES, or the the 335 or the ES 335, didn't sound anywhere near them because it has chromey pickups. Now, how easy is it to change out pickups? Well, since I've already put in the new potentiometers from Gibson, all I have to do is take these out and splice them in. Okay? I splice in on the original wiring that I've used for the these pickups to go to those potentiometers. I splice that in and drop in the new pickups, and there you are. You have a very good sounding guitar afterwards. Because I said it doesn't quite sound like a Gibson. The wood's probably not the same type wood, but it's real damn close. I guarantee you that. And that's what I find amazing, because they're getting better and better at making these fakes. What else? I think that's about it. So there's not a lot to tell on this one. But if you're careful, ask the right questions, look for the right things on the guitar, you'll find out it's a fake. All right? And always be sure to ask for receipts, for original paperwork, that kind of thing with a guitar when you're buying it, if they have it. Now, will there be guitars with modifications in ES? Yes. A lot of guitarists like myself, we modify these guitars. We don't get our hands on to sound and play like we want them to sound and play like. So that's not always an exact indication. But when you add all these things up with that neck, you know it's a fake, right? And I think I paid $350 for this fake. So anything beyond that, $350, well, you're being gypped. All right? Because the real one goes for, like, I think around $3,000 for a really good one. So, any questions? Dave in Texas. That's about it. And let me know. I'll be happy to help you if you think you got a fake. Bye.